With coronavirus pretty much eliminating ever going to the movies again, and setting back every movie release date this year, it's hard to say when we'll all see movies we've been looking forward to. But here's a look at some 2020 films that can be expected a little later than they were intended. The New Mutants, a spin-off of the X-Men, was set for a late August release, and had already been postponed before. Then, Disney acquired Fox, setting it back for a fourth time. The film stars Anya Taylor-Joy and Maisie Williams, but at this point, we may never even get to see it. The third Bill and Ted movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, was supposed to debut on August 21st. In the film, a visitor from the future warns the two middle-aged rockers to create a song in 78 minutes that will not only save all life on Earth, but the entire universe. We can now expect this film on September 1st, and may even be able to watch it on demand. Wonder Woman 1984 has been highly anticipated for months now, especially with knowing Cheetah will be the villain. It was supposed to release in June, but now it's looking more like October 2nd. The film sees Gal Gadot back as Wonder Woman to take on archaeologist-turned-cheetah Barbara Minerva, the villainous Max Lord, and of course, the 1980s. The Candyman film, written by Jordan Peele, was originally thought to be a remake, and was supposed to come out on June 12th, but now we know it's more of a direct sequel to the original, and it's expected on October 16th. In the film, Anthony, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen, moves to the now renovated Cabrini Green, and uses the old tales of the Candyman for inspiration in his art. But he unknowingly opens a door into the world he's heard so much about. The Black Widow film is another highly anticipated superhero film, following Natasha Romanoff in between the events of Civil War and Infinity War, where she is greeted by the ghost of her past and is forced to revisit a life she left behind long ago, including a new villain called Taskmaster. Originally set for May 1st, the film has taken the spot of the Eternals on November 1st. The new Ghostbusters film, called Ghostbusters Afterlife, sees a mother and her kids move to a new town, where they discover their true heritage and their grandfather's secret legacy as one of the original Ghostbusters. Instead of debuting in July of 2020, it's now set for March 5th, 2021. Morbius, Sony's take on the Spider-Man villain starring Jared Leto, was set for July 31st, but now is headed for March 19th, 2021. In the film, Michael Morbius is a biochemist with a rare blood disease. When he attempts to cure himself using unconventional means, he accidentally becomes a living vampire. Shang-Chi, one of the Phase 4 films of the MCU, was meant for February of 2021, but with all the shifting around going on, it's now due on May 7th of the same year. In this film, Shang-Chi escapes the Mandarin and the Ten Rings, only to be confronted by him years later and is recaptured. Shang-Chi is then offered freedom in exchange for fighting in a special tournament. A new version of Saw, brought to us by Chris Rock, called Spiral, was to hit theaters in May of 2021, but has unfortunately been postponed indefinitely by Lionsgate. In the film, Chris Rock is Zeke, a detective investigating a string of gruesome murders reminiscent of the horrors that plagued the city years prior. The sequel to Venom, Let There Be Carnage, was to debut in October, but is now pushed to June 25th, 2021. Eddie Brock interviews famed serial killer Cletus Cassidy, and must pursue him once he breaks out of prison and acquires his own symbiote. As Carnage, Cassidy recruits the help of another inmate named Shriek, and leads a cult of followers into bringing chaos to the world as he summons the rest of the symbiotes to Earth. Matt Reeves' The Batman was another highly anticipated DC film set for June 25th, 2021. But now, it's looking more like October 1st, 2021. In this new take on The Dark Knight, starring Robert Pattinson, Batman must protect Gotham City from the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, and the murderous Riddler, played by Paul Dano, with the help of Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. So this next one kills me. Halloween Kills, the sequel to 2018's Halloween, was planned for October 16th. But, thanks to that asshole COVID, we will now have to wait a full year before we see it, as they still want it to come out on Halloween. This affects the third film in the trilogy as well, Halloween Ends, which is now expected in 2022, so thanks for that. In this film, Laurie and family are joined by Sheriff Brackett, Tommy Doyle, and Lindsay Wallace in an attempt to take down Michael Myers once and for all. Lastly, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This one was set for May of 2021 originally, and is now due out on March 25th, 2022. In this film, Doctor Strange enlists the help of Scarlet Witch to take on a demon called Nightmare and venture to many alternate realities to stop him. Well, those are some postponed films of 2020. I know it sucks, guys. Trust me, I know. Especially Halloween Kills. But what can we do? Hopefully they just don't get set back any further. Alright, y'all. Peace!